So ametupa pale wa kupaint vibaya lakini mali ni safi. Yeah. So Baha, stand strong with your girl maze.
Issue ya Georgina hapo online imekuwa kubwa sana, imechemka kwa mambo ya kisasa. Wewe ungekuwa leo kwa situation kama hii ungehandle vipi? Na Georgina maybe unaweza muongelesha word of advice, unaweza mwambia.
What about the video? Yes, I've seen I'm Obinna, bro. It's okay, it's already out there. There's nothing you can do about it. Put your head up high, girl. You are younger, you didn't know better. You know better now, do better. And even the other young girls, if you really have to send a video, don't put your face on it. Na kama uko na tattoo usiweke. Unless uweke kitambo alafu kizeeka ikwe managu. It's very... So if you really have to send, at a memorial, if you really have to send a video, you have no business putting your face there. But you don't really have to send a video. Mwambia kuja on a live. Mwambia kuja on a live. But when you're younger, we make mistakes, like I said. Don't let it eat you now. It's already been sent. What's the worst thing can happen? And also, you have a banging body. So, yeah, on their face. So, ametupa pale wa kupaint vibaya, lakini mali ni safi. Yeah. So, Baha, stand strong with your girl, maze. Be there for her. She needs you now more. And also, let it also be a lesson. And what I'll tell her, Georgina, usiache put down. If you know the position where she is now, she's very big on TikTok and Instagram as well, to the two of them together. A lot of people want to put you down. They want to paint you badly. They want to do something negative about it. Don't let them win. Don't let them win. So keep doing what you're doing. It's already out there. After 1 week, Obinna atakuwa amefanya kitu ingine. Ngoja tu, ipatie 1 week. Nisipofanya, Eriko atafanya. Eriko asipofanya. Kuna tu mtu atafanya kitu tu next week. Hii story itakuwa imeshasaulika. Then we'll move to a different situation. Yeah.
So just to add on what is happening, what is trending, do you regret, do you feel like someone that is holding you, maybe akona your videos and I could threaten maybe, and then maybe do you regret maybe at times, maybe kuna time uliweza kurecord video kama hiyo?
Nilituma kakiru.
Yes.
Yeah, yangu ikilik noma. Itanijengea jina mbaya. Mimi natumanga bazooka. No. I don't think anybody has anything controversial about me from back in the day, because I was a bit naive, I was green, I was a bit mshamba, na maybe hata makamera zao siku hazikuwa clear. Sasa ndio nikituma man, wanawapatia 4K. But back in the day, makamera zilikuwa kidogo. So I don't think anybody, but even if they do and they decide to do, that was me then, man. That's not me now. But I don't think there's anything. Sijakula morio. Sijakula morio. If someone goes back to your history to expose what you did back in the day, it means they're scared of what you're doing now, so they're trying to spoil it by exposing something that was past. You know, when we're young, we make a lot of stupid mistakes. There are things I did when I was 25. I got my first son when I was 20. That was my first sexual experience. I didn't know any better. I mean, I was like, woo, what is this? Before you know, boom. Like, daddy, I'm like, God damn. So there's a lot of things we do when we're young. Then when you're older, you're like, oh man, now I know better. But if someone goes back to when you're young to bring back the stories, it means they're threatening who you are now. It's the same way, if you hate me, just hate me. You don't have to start making him hate me because you hate me. And I see that a lot with the fans. Someone will comment nicely about Kido. You'll come and say, yani wewe unapenda hii nyang'au. So you're trying to recruit Kido. So people do all that because they're threatened with your current being. But I don't have a problem with it. I'm okay with it. Do whatever you may please. If it makes you sleep well at night, do it. December was good. Went to December. The plan was I would go with all my kids for the holiday, but I didn't manage. So I went with the ones who I managed to be with, and we had a good time. And I was hosting a couple of events as well in December, in Mombasa as well, which was also good. I took my kids to the Indian Ocean to swim in the middle of the ocean somewhere there for the first time, which was quite memorable for them. It was an experience like no other.
So do you feel like the other now kids will feel bad maybe?
They already felt bad. We talk and they felt like, they always feel bad. Trust me, if you have more than one kid, if you do something for this kid and you don't do for the other one, they'll feel bad. They will always feel bad. Some might understand, some might not understand, but I think those are the consequences that we have to live with. Because now we have different entities that are involved, so
who is to be blamed?
It is what it is. Yeah?
Who is to be blamed?
I'm to be blamed for not using a condom. Yeah.
Okay.
Because if I did, I would not be in this predicament. Or if I didn't engage in other useless fights before, I would not be in this predicament. There are too many moving parts. Yes, but I blame myself because I could have done better. I could have been a better partner, maybe. I could have been a better dad. Or, yeah.
Okay, Obinna, currently we have this issue whereby celebrities are being exposed for what they did in the past.
Okay.
And ni vitu zenye zimekuwa happen for quite some time. What is your view on this? Is it good to expose someone, maybe kitu alifanya kitambo, and again you come to expose it right now? According to you, what do you think?
If someone goes back to your history to expose what you did back in the day, it means they're scared of what you're doing now, so they're trying to spoil it by exposing something that was past. You know, when we're young, we make a lot of stupid mistakes. There are things I did when I was 25. I got my first son when I was 20. That was my first sexual experience. I didn't know any better. I mean, I was like, woo, what is this? Before you know, boom. Like, Daddy, I'm like, God damn. So there's a lot of things we do when we're young. Then when you're older, you're like, oh man, now I know better. But if someone goes back to when you're young to bring back the stories, it means they're threatening who you are now. It's the same way, if you hate me, just hate me. You don't have to start making him hate me because you hate me. And I see that a lot with the fans. Someone will comment nicely about Kido. You'll come and say, yani wewe unapenda hii nyang'au. So you're trying to recruit Kido. So people do all that because they're threatened with your current being. But I don't have a problem with it. I'm okay with it. Do whatever you may, please. If it makes you sleep well at night, do it. Bora tu tuzikutane.
Okay, just to add on what is happening, what is trending. Do you regret, do you feel like someone that is holding you, maybe akona your videos and I could threaten maybe, and then maybe do you regret maybe at times, maybe kuna time uliweza kurecord video kama hiyo?
Nilituma kakiru.
Yes.
Yeah, yangu ikilik noma. Itanijengea jina mbaya. Mimi natumanga bazooka. No. I don't think anybody has anything controversial about me from back in the day because I was a bit naive, I was green, I was a bit mshamba, na maybe hata makamera zao siku hazikuwa clear. Sasa ndio nikituma man, wanawapatia 4K. But back in the day, makamera zilikuwa kidogo. So, I don't think anybody, but even if they do and they decide to do, that was me then, man. That's not me now. But I don't think there's anything. Sijakula morio. Sijakula morio.
And now, off late, Obinna, we've seen you pale Kiss ukikam na different outfits. Unakuja umevaa ya Yesu kidogo, umekuja umevaa sijui nini, umevaa sijui yani uko na mambo mengi sana. And we really, personally, I love what you're doing. Maybe tuambie, ni nini ilikuinspire ukamua now you wanna be doing that in studio?
So I've been doing that since day one I was employed at Kiss. A lot of you guys are noticing now, you're late to the table. From day one, the first week, I've never worn the same clothes. Guys are noticing now, man, it's been past 8 months. I think this is like the 9th month or something. And every week I try and do different themes. Like the first week I was employed, I came with t-shirts, branded differently, Kamen and Obinna, I can't feel his shoes, see my God, da-da-da-da-da. I had all those things, and the following week, if I decide this week is suits next. So I break it down. If I'm coming with beachwear, I've been doing different themes. But guys are now loading now. The reason is this. I live in the future. Most of you guys live in the present. So if I do things some people cannot comprehend, they're like, what the hell? Why would you? Then 7 months down the line, they're like, oh, so these guys. Like now guys are noticing now when I was doing Captain, I was to do Jack Sparrow. I didn't do it because of time as well. I did the Joker. I did Jesus. Guys like, oh, how can you do Jesus? How dare you? You do realize all the movies you've been watching, those are people that are acting like Jesus, right? That's not Jesus. But when you watch the movies for Jesus, it's okay. But if Obinna comes dressed as Jesus, it's a problem. And you do realize there are people in other countries who are actually called Jesus. You do realize that. Then you do realize not everybody is Christian. And you do realize in other religions, Jesus is not the Son of God. He's just a prophet. Like there's too many complicated parts in this. And there are people who are atheists, and the people who are Muslims, and the people who are in Islam, and the people who are Hindus, and the people who are pagans, and Christians, and all that. So before you decide to conclude with your little information, you're doing a very wrong thing. Who told you? You spoke to Jesus directly. Maybe Jesus is laughing in heaven. Hata ameitwa na Mungu. Kuja uone umri amewa kama wewe. Kwanza ameweka ndevu yako kombo. You never know. You see, it's experimenting. I've done so many people. There's a time I was dressing like Kenyan celebrities. Also pia nikadress kama Bonokode na Safaragadhimiti. Nikaanza kutukana. Hujui kitu machokora wana go through. I was a chokora. So you can't tell me what I've been. I was there. And when I dressed like him, I wrote in the caption. The whole week I said, this week we are celebrating different celebrities who've come from nowhere and they've built something. It was a celebration. But unaona tu picha, hiyo ni mbaya mazee, huwezi fanya, because you lack information. But one thing that people, by the way, let me announce this to everybody who follows me, or anybody who pays attention to what I do, your ignorance is not my responsibility. Your lack of information, that ain't got nothing to do with me. It's, for example, if I crack a joke now and you don't get it, because you're not sharp, it doesn't mean the joke is blunt. Amesema, okay. So when I dress like that and you refuse to read, sasa hii paragraph yote nani asome? That's your dumbness. That had nothing to do with me composing a paragraph. Hati hii paragraph, nani amesoma to summarize ye? You're showing how dumb you are, but you think it's a nice thing. You see, so when I dress the way I dress, everything I've done, I've never dressed to paint anybody in bad light. Even the people that I've tried to imitate and talk like and act like, I always try and celebrate them and give them their flowers while they're still there. When I dressed like Meja was happy, even reposted, he laughed about it, was like, what? Eric was happy about it, but Eric, of course, had to pull an Eric about it. You know, but other people were like, oh, how could you do? When I dressed like Akode, I don't know if she was offended or she was pleased, I don't know, because we didn't talk and we don't talk. So, I don't know how she took it, but mine was giving her flowers. Like she's the Madam Boss and everything. So about Akode, I did an interview with, Akode was my boy. I still respect her, I still love her. I did an interview with Dennis Karuri on Kula Kula show, and he spoke about their relationship. And Akode didn't take it well. And she called me pissed and she said I had orchestrated the whole thing. And I was like, listen, I don't have the time or the luxury to start painting you in bad light or any other person in the industry. It doesn't add to my plate. We do very different things. I'm a jack of all trades. Most of you guys are masters of one. Huyu ni msanii, huyu ni comedian, huyu ni MC, huyu ni socialite, huyu ni nini. Mimi ni zote, mimi ni socialite, mimi ni MC, mimi ni dancer, mimi ni comedian, mimi ni all of them. I gather all of them. So we are differently blessed. And the cake is too big. So for her, she got offended with that interview. And I was like, personally, I didn't even know this guy was going to say that. And when we interview someone, I don't even upload them on the YouTube. The editor shoots. That time I was working with you guys, by the way. They'll shoot, they'll cut, they'll post, they'll put the caption of the most interesting conversation we had, and they'll put. So she got offended, and she spoke to me about it. She was pissed about it. I tried to tell her. But I understand she had anger. She was very pissed, which is very understandable. And I decided to let her on her side, and also decided to mind my business. And since then, we haven't spoken again.
How many months?
I don't know, but it's when I did the interview for Dennis Karuri.
Okay.
Yeah.